Welcome back to Online Darts. Here we are, the build-up to the William Hill World Darts Championship, and we've got Matt Campbell. Matt, are you excited? Now it's almost here.
Yeah, getting really excited for it.
The draw was done. It's thrown up some interesting ones for you, potentially.
Yeah, so, I don't think any draw is going to be easy, but I think if I play my game and the pace is good for all players, it should be an interesting match.
Adrian Lewis, back-to-back world champion first, but the way you're playing, no fears?
No, I never really have fears. He's obviously quality, or he wouldn't be a two-time world champion, so I just go up and kind of makes it easier on me because you expect what he's going to do to you anyway. So,
are you pleased that the Grand Slam happened? I know the performances weren't there, but did it settle some nerves, the fact you played in a big TV tournament before heading to Ali Pali?
No, it didn't settle nerves. I think it sparked more of what the drive to practice based on my performance because it was so bad. So.
Just one of those, was it? Just didn't happen for you at the Slam, no particular reason?
Yeah, I don't think there was any reason, just poor execution, poor everything. Just didn't feel right.
Been here down in the Online Darts Live League. How have you enjoyed it? Because there's been some great performances.
Oh, it's been great. Practice is awesome. Quality players all around, so made it easier to come that much earlier for the Ali Pali.
I'd say there's nothing like proper match practice. You can practice with good players, but under this environment, under the lights, really does set the standard.
Yeah, practice isn't the same as playing a match, so this is the best preparation you probably have.
It's been a whirlwind year. You were hotly tipped at Q School to get your card. It didn't quite happen. Then, when you didn't, were you always going to come over and play the Challenge Tour, or were you tempted just to stay and play the CDC Tour and try and go down that route again?
No, I was always going to take my crack at whatever PDC stuff I could do. So if I didn't get my tour card through Q School, then yeah, I was still going to get the learning experience by doing the Challenge Tour. So it was always going to be there regardless.
Challenge Tour went obviously very well for yourself. After the first block of events, you put yourself in a great position. That must have been a nice flight home, knowing that you were halfway to a card at the first point.
Yeah, it felt nice and rough at the same time because you start thinking it's okay, when I go back, just do the same thing, and then it just wasn't clicking when I went back, unfortunately, but it worked out in the end.
What was that moment like when they told you you couldn't be caught at the top of the order of merit?
It was actually pretty funny. So my wife was sitting there and Rusty was sitting there, and then Rusty's like, come here, and then my wife's like, no, come here. So I was like, well, who am I going to? And they both wanted to tell me at the same time that I had it, so thankfully I went to my wife.
Looking ahead to next year, fully fledged PDC member. I know you're obviously still working back at home. Have you had the conversation with the bosses and that and trying to work out the schedule of coming over, going back, still working and juggling everything?
Yeah, so they're pretty supportive about it, so it's nice to have that backing, that knowing they'll let me come here when I have to, and when I'm home I still have a job and all that stuff, so it should work out well.
That must be a huge weight off your shoulders, because there'll be many people in your situation that have had to make that decision, one or the other.
Yeah, for sure. With supportive work life and family life, it makes me chasing this dream a lot easier.
Obviously, Jeff's someone that you're close to, World Cup teammate. Have you spoke to him about what it's like trying to do both?
Not really, more just talk about other stuff rather than darts, but he always says it's going to be tough with the travel and the play, but something I got to get used to.
It's a real breakthrough moment for darts in North America, because soft tip has always been the dominant force in darts in North America, but now there seems to be a real changing. Jeff winning his card, Danny Baggish winning his card, now you've got it. Danny Lalby is doing great things. It's a real turning point coming for darts in North America. Yeah,
it's huge. From where I'm from, there really isn't any soft tip to begin with, so I only learned steel tip.
Yeah.
But for Danny, for example, there's no steel tip around him, so yeah, it's interesting that it's moving that much forward that fast, so should be good for North American players.
CDC have put some real building blocks in the last 5-6 years, and we're now beginning to see that, because the standard on that tour is tough.
Yeah, thankfully they've done what they've done, and every other North American's hungry for that spot, so everything's just skyrocketing for everybody's game.
You excited for the next couple of years?
Very. Going to take next year as play, learn. If stuff doesn't happen, but yeah, pretty excited.
Just last one on the Worlds. To get to round 3, you'd have to beat back-to-back world champions. Have you got the game to do that?
I believe I do. It just depends what Matt Campbell shows up, I guess.
Matt, absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.